too long ago.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Mack Brothers Podcast. I've returned from the abyss. I'm back in action.
Important news. Drinkin In Work's out everywhere.
You
And
didn't give me a chance.
our newest song, That'll Do, is also on Bandcamp, and it's only 30 seconds. So there's no excuse. That will be on Spotify soon as well, with some more new music that we're doing as well. But Matthew, I got to get right into it. I got to admit something.
Go ahead.
I can't play. I haven't tried to play or learn because I'm nervous that it's going to take too long. Mr. Brightside. I don't know how to play the riff.
Before I was rudely interrupted, I was trying to tell the people that our new song, Drinking and Work, is out everywhere. And our other new song, That'll Do, is out only one place, in Bandcamp. And it's out at physical band camps as well. Those are the only places you could listen to it. So go check them out. John, I have a confession to make.
What is it?
I didn't, because it was a bit like too complicated to learn. I just didn't go through it learning Mr. Brightside. John, how are you this fine Wednesday?
Can you play Mr. Brightside? I'm all right.
I think I learned how to play it like 4 years ago, or 5 years ago, or something like that, like on a whim. Like I just learned the tabs, and I just learned the opening intro, and then I learned how to play it once, and then I never played it again. So I don't think I remember how to play it.
I'm nervous that I'm gonna have to like learn how to play it. You know what I mean?
You know, you're nervous about a lot of things. I think that's a character trait.
I'm all right. So nervous is the wrong word. I don't want to
Nervous in that delicatessen the other day.
Well, that's because they were throwing axes at the customers.
No, you weren't nervous about that. You were nervous when they asked you what type of cold cut you wanted on your hoagie.
The guy had an axe in his hand.
No, he didn't have an axe in his hand, John. It was an accent. He had an accent, and you got nervous.
I don't think you know what you're talking about. It was a different time.
Well, whatever time it was.
So what's going on with Trump, Matthew?
You know, I actually haven't been following it too much. I know he's indicted on more shit, but I don't know. I took a political break. I'm kind of towards the end of it, but on my journey to become a monk, and then I decided to not be a monk because I was already enlightened. I decided to take just like 2 weeks off of paying attention of politics.
Yeah, you renounced all physical items too, so like you weren't worried about taxes.
Yeah, I wasn't worried about nothing. It got me in trouble, though, really bad, because right before I left, I decided to become a mechanic, and I was working on commercial airplanes, and I left to go be a monk while I was on the job. So I may or may not have caused, by leaving behind the physical world, 300 different plane crashes all around the country. But I don't know. They said that you're supposed to leave behind all physical possessions and all of the ideas.
Speaking of physical possessions and mechanics, I bought a new car, and it turns out that it's a piece of shit. And I bought it from a friend, and his father is a mechanic, and he's fixing it, but I still haven't fucking got it yet.
You know, that reminds me of a U2 song, John. They have a song called Lemon.
That's what I bought. They actually re-released that recently.
I know. I didn't listen to it yet. It was it's like a 3-4 minute version. And I was like, I would love maybe not a remix, but like a remaster with like maybe like they could put out some like early demos of like the Zooropa album.
So I didn't listen to it yet either, but I am interested to see if there's anything extra in it. Besides the fact, well, there's less song, but that's like a single mix, I would
Yeah,
assume.
that's my
Uh,
guess as well.
so I'm excited to listen to it. I haven't yet. Um,
That has been since I heard it one of my favorite U2 songs ever.
yeah,
I
his
like
falsetto is genius.
so much of my musical taste derives from U2 and like all the like little things that they did in all their albums because like the albums I was obsessed with them the most, like the albums of theirs that I was obsessed with the most were like all their Strange albums, like
Yeah.
Zooropa. Like I remember when I was like 15, I was obsessed with October. Um, like all the off-brand U2 albums have always been like my favorite.
You know, an old, I agree. But you said October, an old band friend just re-recorded and re-released an album they did 10 years ago, and there's a song on there, I forget what it's called. I'm gonna look it up because we're gonna give them the shout out. But Matthew, do you remember the Phosphines?
I do remember the Phosphines.
Pete DeMeo and the other guy. Hold on.
Anthony Cedrone.
Yeah. We will have to do a South Philly collaboration with them one day. But let me find this
I
dude's. What's
agree.
Pete? Jesus Christ.
You know,
Matt,
for the longest time, I was calling him Pete the Juno, and I didn't realize I had it wrong. It's Pete DeMeo.
I think it's called There's More to Her. Let me see. We're not going to get copywritten for this.
I don't know. We might. Pete's a stickler.
No, this wasn't it. It was this. White Flag Blues. Is it White Flag Blues? I'll figure out what song it is.
We'll figure it out.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
you know what? Is it? It's a new release.
Listen,
We should give him a shout out on Monday Mack.
you hear that?
No,
No.
send me the
Well,
link. Give him a shout out on Monday Mack.
the Phosphines third. We're giving them a shout out now because we don't have to review it, but the Phosphines third 2023 version. Go try and find it on Bandcamp. You know, Bandcamp, it seems like it's making a resurgence. I've been seeing it more. But I'll be honest with you, I don't think it helps people like us. But maybe it's starting to now. Like maybe we should get on that train as well, but I don't know. What do you think?
Um, I think those types of things, all of those types of things, this is just my opinion, and this is just a generalization. So it could very well help us. But if it does help us, we're definitely outliers. On all platforms, like 99.99% of people, even if they have a decent following, can't make a living from it. Help, it might be able to help. I don't know if they have good promotional tools, but I think like the music business right now is all about you're either a cherry picked type of person from A&R that they picked you from like a fucking school like Berkeley or some random shit. You do have viral things that still happen. They're even more infrequent than they used to be though.
Yeah.
And then just industry plants and then rehashes. Like,
Did you see the new?
so I think like maybe it is making a resurgence because I think most people are like everything's such a niche now. Like you have to be like in a certain genre. Like it's almost more and more impossible to like be a Taylor Swift or be a U2 or be a, you know, how many huge touring bands did there used to be? There used to be a you could list off 20
Yeah.
that were doing arena tours at the same time. And now it's like newer artists, it's further and few between. Like Always is a great example. Canadian female band that we both love. They should be doing arenas everywhere.
I just watched them live at
Pink Pop?
was it K-pop? No,
And
Pitchfork.
Pitchfork. Is that the new one from 2023? It has like
Yeah.
professional audio. Yeah, I love that version of Pharmacist. That, I mean, that's the first song in the set list, but I didn't know she played bass on it.
I didn't either. And Belinda says she makes a vocal mistake at the end, and it made me like belly laugh.
Yeah.
Because it's the most emotional part of the song. It's like the
That high note she hits.
it's right before that it says Belinda says that heaven is a place on earth where
So is hell.
so is hell, and then the next line, the next
Yeah.
line that goes into and we'll all get help,
Yeah,
like fucks that whole thing up.
that's funny.
Very funny.
That's
And everyone's laughing, the whole band's laughing. I watched that
they're
today.
good. They're a good group.
Yeah.
You know how I know I'm an old soul and I'm not cool. I was listening to I was listening to my Japanese jazz fusion last night before bed. And I'm listening. I realized I keep calling it city pop. It's actually jazz fusion. That's actually what it is.
Hmm.
This whole entire time I've been listening to Japanese jazz fusion from the 80s. So I'm listening to it and I discovered this song that I'm like super into. I don't even know how to pronounce it, but it's a really, really cool. Some of the strings arrangements in there are really cool. Whatever. And I'm listening to it and I'm watching them play and I'm like, you know, man, I really wish they'd get back together. They were such a good group of guys. I said that to myself in my head. And I was like, I'm such an old piece of shit.
Yeah. Did you see, speaking of piece of shit, did you see Lizzo? The Lizzo stuff?
What's going on with Lizzo? And I actually didn't know.
Oh,
You know, it's crazy. I've been getting slammed at work, and I when I was uh in between my time of being a monk, I was binge watching Mad Men incessantly. So I was really out of it for a while. So I am so out of the loop.
so Lizzo is being canceled. She's well,
Lizzo's being
in
canceled
in real life she's being sued, but also online she's being canceled
for
for
what?
body shaming her
What?
dance. Yeah,
Lizzo?
yeah.
Was it like reverse body shaming? Like,
No, well, it was body shaming and then it was like sexual harassment. Apparently, she made like a couple of them eat a banana out of a stripper's body. Like it was in one of the body parts that has openings.
the anus or the vagin?
Yeah. She made them eat a banana. And like there's people coming out that worked with her saying she's like super rude. And it's like, first of all, I was sad because I do like Lizzo. But
Oh
second
my
of
God,
all,
that's crazy.
people, and now the memes are so funny because they're like
Oh,
they're like she's body shaming. And then oh my God. Uh one of the memes was a Breaking Bad meme, and it was a picture of what's the ultimate bad guy's name in that fucking show.
Gus?
Yeah, there's a picture of Gus like this, and it's like
Like his Los Polos Hermanos face? Like he's
yeah, and it's saying women women when they hear Lizzo speak for body like rights or whatever. And then the next picture is him really mad, and it said women when they're told they look like Lizzo.
I need to get on the Lizzo meme train.
Well, look, I'm a heavy boy. I don't indulge in body shaming, but if you're going to make people feel so bad that they're suing you, um like and she might not be like she might not be convicted. It might be false allegations or whatever. But
Yeah,
if it is true, holy shit.
that's
Like
pretty crazy. I wouldn't expect, you know, I don't know. Maybe like shit gets weird when you blow up and you get huge. I feel like maybe if
like
you
Lizzo.
blow up, yeah, yeah. Like just say, you know, we were like teen success stories or whatever. Like we would have probably been way more fucked up than we are now. Um,
Yeah.
so I don't know, like maybe certain personality types can't handle it. I feel like if we had the same level of success and fame and like we had a hit like the way she did with Truth Hurts, I don't feel like we would be forcing people to eat fruit out of people's assholes or vaginas.
No.
I don't think that would be so. I'm not really interested in that.
But she got famous. She's like 10, she's like 38 or something like that.
Oh, I don't know how old she is. I know she's immensely talented too. She's a great singer. She's super charismatic, at least
Plays
her
the
like
flute.
persona. She's such an impressive jazz flute player, like a classically trained flutist. Like she does fluty shit all the time.
Yeah.
And when she performed at the BET Awards and she did a fucking flute break in the middle of her, she was playing the flute and twerking, and then would it was so funny. Like it was like she's funny
Yeah.
as shit.
She's funny.
That's
She
a
was
shame.
really good on the Hannibal Buress podcast.
She was on Eric Andre's show. She did Bird
Yeah.
Up with him.
Yeah, she did Bird Up. Yeah, see, you know what the thing
It's a
is though?
shame. Like I don't know. It's hard to like. I need to read. Like I need to read the allegations and like look at Kevin Spacey. Kevin Spacey was just found not guilty. Like who knows? Maybe
Really?
it's not true. Yeah,
They
he
settle
was
out of court, or
found
was he not guilty?
he was found guilty by a jury of his peers. They deliberated for days. He was found not guilty on all counts after they reviewed the evidence.
Wow.
I don't know. I guess he didn't do nothing. And I guess they should have fucking finished House of Cards the way they should have. Because they fucking ruined the end of that show.
Well, I'm blown away that Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, he didn't do it apparently.
Wow.
That's what that's and he went to a jury. So like in my mind, I'm like, I mean, a jury could be wrong, but like look at OJ Simpson.
Yeah. You know what I was thinking? If Lizzo's hanging out with Eric Andre, Hannibal Buress, she's doing skits, like she might just talk shit.
Yeah.
Like she because she's so heavy, she might be like, hurry your fat ass up or something, because she's a fat ass.
Yeah. I mean that could be it. I feel like I feel like if
Joke, like maybe she
we're
was
talking
joking. I
about
don't know.
Italian people, I feel like I could say whatever I want, really.
Yeah.
I'm heavy too. So you know, I don't know. I feel like there's always a line, you know what I mean? And then everyone has their own line. So like what's shaming to someone might not be body shaming to someone else.
I just thought of a really good slogan for anti-Italian people.
What's that?
When they go one way, I go another.
You know, I want real Dago red. I want
I
like
used to have a connect, but I don't know what's going on with that guy.
he doesn't have grapes anymore. He ran out of grapes.
I think he might have ran out of feet to squash them.
He don't have no feet. He doesn't have feet no more.
He might have sold them for crack or something. I don't know.
I don't know, John. I don't deliberate on those types. I don't engage in gossip and rumor that way. I don't do that. As a matter of fact, I'm so steadfast on my morals that if I even hear a wink of gossip, I immediately resort to physical violence.
You know what I was just thinking, Matthew?
No in between, and no warning.
We
What?
might not have a homemade wine connection, but you know what we do have?
I don't know, John. What do we have?
We have a homemade beer connection.
Really, John? Who are they?
League Island Brewing Club is the number one family ran delicious beer making company in the whole world, or club. It's a club in the whole world. Become a member by copy and pasting the link that's in our bio on YouTube. Is it the bio? description on YouTube.
Description by, I don't know. It's the words underneath the thing.
Yeah. The link's there. It's Jesus's favorite beer, League Island Brewing Club.
John, did you tell them the Jesus part?
Jesus's favorite beer, yeah.
Favorite beer, yeah. As a matter of fact, Jesus was in the manger and he started cooing. And once Jesus started cooing, the three wise guys each cracked open a League Island Brewing Club brew.
The wise guys.
The three wise guys. That's actually our council. That's how all things get decided. It's the three wise guys.
Holy shit. Holy shit. New Christmas song is going to be about the three wise guys.
John, we'll start writing it this week.
Holy shit. Well, we have things to finish.
We do have to.
We
have a lot going. Yo Pod people, we have a lot going on. Mac Mafia people. We have new music coming out soon. We have, if you're going a little further, maybe not like, in the coming weeks, if you're thinking about by the end of the year, we have a lot of music coming out still. The second half of the year has more than the first half of the year for sure.
Well, getting pretty close. We do gotta.
Nah, no, we don't have that much year. We have plenty of year left. We have plenty. John, look behind your head. What does it say? Not the free spirit one.
Possible faith.
See?
It does not make things easy. It makes them faith.
That's exactly that's the message I'm trying to get across to you. That's why I put that there. That's why I put that there for you, just like that. So every time you had any doubts in your mind, you can read that and just feel better about everything.
One day I'm going to reorganize it to be what it's supposed to be.
Is that Luke thing a part of it? Is that actually is that scripture? John, John, the way that just came into frame, I thought it was a special effect. You can't do that to me.
To say this is a new filter that Zoom provides.
That's a good one. I like that filter.
Well, Matthew, let's get down to brass tacks. It's Hunter's Coke.
Hunter's Coke. Oh, in the White House?
It's Hunter's Coke.
Definitely his Coke. It's not even is anyone even still having that debate anymore? Like, he's probably snorting Coke in the White House right now.
Do you know what's insane? How many people in the country literally, it's no matter the facts. The facts is that Trump was indicted not by Democrats, he was indicted by the court.
Yes.
And bipartisan, members of the jury, or however it works, it wasn't a political thing.
Yeah, none of this should be political.
And he broke the law, or they're saying he broke the law. I guess what's indicted mean that they said that he did it?
Yes.
So they said that he did it. They want to throw weed smokers in jail for life, and Trump commits actual crimes, and the American courts said that it was a crime, and they don't. Not only do they not think it's right, they don't believe it.
I think that they should be able to operate under their own rules. And I feel like we should have to deal with more bullshit. I think it's right for them to be able to do drugs and not be punished, and for us to have to go to jail for life because of it.
Yeah.
I think that makes sense. No, it is ridiculous. If anyone else, someone was walking around and had cocaine on them, they'd get arrested for drug possession.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It got in the White House, and they're like, we don't know where it is. We don't know, listen, I'm not a Republican, and I'm not a nut I consider myself an independent. And if either president, if any Republican president, especially Trump, they found cocaine in the White House, they'd be calling for, well, I don't know what they'd be calling for, but they'd be freaking the fuck out. And they act like it didn't happen. I think I just hate double standards. I don't care what side it is. Like, that's why Thomas Jefferson hated political parties. That's also a different discussion. But, and George Carlin we always reference George Carlin on the pod. That's why he's in the Mack Brothers Hall of Fame. He understood people so well. He's like, people one-on-one are great, and you could see the world in someone's eyes. As soon as people are in groups, like, fuck that, I'm out.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Yep.
It's the mob mentality.
Well, if you want to join a special kind of mob, like and subscribe and be a part of the Mack Mafia, where we tell it like it is.
Yes, please. Hey, John, I may have, just saying, later this month, I may have a new member of the Mack Mafia. And that's all I'll say. That's all I'll say.
It's not a child. It's not a baby child. It's not a human. Well, we'll leave it at that. It might be a guitar.
It could be a guitar. It could be a dolphin. It might be an alien at this point, because we didn't talk about that. Hold on. Because I wasn't, you were solo, John, last week.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking aliens. Listen, it's more real than ever. That whistleblower dude seems pretty legit. That's all I'm saying. I mean, until I see I'm still pics or vids or it didn't happen.
Yeah.
But it's getting closer and closer to, like, we got some shit. There's some weird shit.
But it's so tough to even say that because there's so many fake videos. It has to be, like, released from, like, government source. Like, you can't even trust, like, the local news.
Actually, remember what happened when I was in 4th grade, John? When that video of me doing the worm went viral and everyone thought I was an alien because how talented I was?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, things like that happen all the time. It was a great show, and this is a total sidetrack. You ever watch the show Heroes?
No.
The first season of Heroes is so good. And then the writer's strike happened, and there's another writer's strike going on right now. Everyone should support the writers, the actors, and all of that. What you see on TV, the famous actors, they are in the minority of working actors and working people in those unions in the country. 91% of them don't qualify for health care in their union. So you should support them, support the strike. Bob Iger can fucking suck my dick. But that's also a whole nother discussion. Now I lost my train of thought. Heroes, it was great.
Man.
Heroes, and then it totally fell off and it turned into, like, the worst show ever. The first season was so good, and the way they opened the show is it's Hayden Panettiere. Remember her? That was her big role. That's what, like, kind of like
Heroes?
Yeah, that skyrocketed her acting career. And her power was she can heal. That was her power. She just automatically heals. This
is an old show.
Yeah, it's from 2007.
So then what's with the writer's strike? What's that?
There was a writer's strike in 2008 back then, and it ruined the show because they brought in scabs, which are people that aren't in the union, to write the show, and they fucking ruined it. They literally, all the things that were good about the show, they ruined. And there was a lot of very, very good actors in the show too, but that's a whole nother thing. So they ruined that fucking show, and the opening video of the show is like an old, like, America's Funniest Home Video that, like, got picked up and put on the news and put all over the country. It's a video of her falling off of like a 20-foot drop off, like a crane or something, and her arm, like, her body's all fucked up, and it's her, like, her body, like, fixing into place. And the way they present it in the show is, like, so real, like, oh my God, if like you really discovered someone that had powers, that's how it would happen. Like it'd be some freak grainy footage, like that like doesn't look real at first, and then it like totally changes the world. And it was like that's kind of what reminded me of it, like with the aliens, with the alien thing. Like if like there are so many fake videos that you don't know what the fuck's real.
Yeah. I hope the aliens were real.
I mean, aliens exist. I mean, it's a statistical, like, it's almost certain that there's other forms of life out in the universe.
Yeah.
Whether it's true that they're here or not, it's almost certain it's out there somewhere. Now, intelligent life, I don't know. I mean, I think that's probably pretty likely too. We might be
There's
creating real aliens right now with AI. AI is getting so smart.
yeah. Well, that's like the Rogan theory is that um we're the aliens are us from the future and we fused with AI.
That's Joe Rogan's theory.
Yeah.
You know, I think the more and more, the older I get, I think the less and less I like Joe Rogan.
I like him when he has certain people on, and when he has other certain people on, I don't watch it.
Like, how many times can he have Duncan Trussell on and like the same fucking people over and over? I mean, it's his podcast, obviously, he does whatever he wants, but like, I just can't listen all the time. It's the
I
same.
don't,
He gets boring after a while too because he talks about the same shit over and over and over again.
yeah, I don't. I skip all the MMA shit. But I when he has with like Graham Hancock, that the guy who thinks that the Earth is like about like way older than we think, and he has like
There's
geology.
evidence about that.
Yeah, well,
Oh, well, not the Earth, but the universe.
the human like
Oh,
human.
humans on Earth.
Yeah,
I got to look up some Graham Hancock. I kind of want to be
very interesting.
taken down the fun, weird rabbit hole.
Joe Rogan like has Michael Shermer on to debate Graham Hancock, and they get into like a 3 hour geology debate, and it's fucking really great.
Yeah, I got to watch
And it's
that.
fun to think that like our humanity is older than like not hunter gat like we were civilized like way earlier than they thought. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Because of like Globekli Tepe or whatever, however it said.
yeah.
How like literally, it's just really cool stuff.
And there's several forms of there were Neanderthals, there are other forms of Homo sapiens that were out there. We just won out. And the major theory as to why we won out is because our ability to communicate and work in groups was so much better and further along than other primates
Yeah,
that because like now maybe not you because you have fucking cannons. But like if someone was gonna go fight a lion, like they would lose. But if 10 people went to fight a lion and they figured out tools about tools and all that shit, they're easily going to win. Easily. So when you have that ability for high level group communication and you could do high level planning and you have high level skills and we have fine tuned motor skills with our thumbs and stuff like that. It's all specialized to be like an advanced social animal, which is such a cool thing to think about. I think.
I wish we had the ability, like almost like Assassin's Creed, to like go back into our like furthest ancestors.
Yeah,
But I'd only want to do it for like 20 seconds.
I think if I did it for 20 seconds, it'd be horrifying. I would need to do it for at least like a half hour.
What I mean is like I want to go really far back, but I don't want like the chance of like being eaten by something or like starving to death.
I want to be like the aliens that we think are from the future that are coming back to check us out. I want to do that with them. I don't want to like possess their body like Assassin's Creed because like I don't they might feel weird. I don't know. But like I would like to go be in an invisible spacecraft and be like, ah, this is how we used to live. Like this is where humans came from.
Yeah, spy on them.
Yeah. I don't know. There's like there's so much nonsense that happens in like the public discourse now that like People don't talk about this kind of shit anymore, which is sad. Like in the general, everyone's always worried about all this culture war bullshit all the fucking time. That like you can't think about like, are aliens real? And like if you do think that now, you're a fucking like you try to, there's like a certain group of people that are like, he's a fucking lunatic. Like, no, they're probably real.
Well, that's like the same thing as
Don't say fucking ghosts. I'll shoot you in the.
No. I was gonna say about Joe Rogan. Like, we just talked about like when he has cool guests on and he's interested in the topic and doesn't talk about MMA, that he has interesting podcasts. And there's like people that I actually probably in my like who I'm like picturing in my head that would go like, he's a fucking piece of shit. Why would you even listen to him? And it's like,
oh yeah. They're definitely.
I mean, like Joe Rogan's also like pro-choice and voted for Bernie.
He's a progressive.
He's just also a gun-toting
An outdoorsman
who also talks about MMA for too long and has some views that I don't agree with.
It's everything's gray, and I think people forget that. Because it's much easier. Like the ideas are very easy, and once you get attached to an idea, it's hard to forget that an idea is not your identity. It's very easy for people to identify enough with their ideas to where it like becomes their personality. So if someone disagrees with the idea, that means they disagree with the person and they don't like the person because they make that part of their identity. And that's like, can't get married to an idea because sometimes you're wrong. I'm wrong all the time. But I can tell you what I'm right about. Everyone should go listen to Drinkin In Work. Everyone should go listen to That'll Do on Short Music for Short Attention Spans on Bandcamp.
Ligon Brewing Club, Jesus' favorite beer. Everyone take care of yourself.
Like and subscribe as well. And thank you.
Yeah, we're on Spotify, we're everywhere podcasts live, we're everywhere music lives. That's where we live.
Yeah.
In the fucking zeitgeist of podcasts and music.
We are in the zeitgeist.
Take care of yourselves.
Care.